sitting on the second rung of the table. On user-friendly turf, the last 4 times they've been here to ANZ, they've taken out the prize, 3 from 4. Nathan Kalis, of course, their most recent purchase. Or shall I say, the continuation of a contract. Most recently for Kalis, another of them, of course, in recent weeks for Michael Vella. As Brian Smith and Dennis Fitzgerald and the Eels continue to build this young army that they're hoping will take them to a premiership. If not in 2001, not too far down the track. 3 of these players with the Eels went round in Origin 2. Jason Moody's on camera at the moment. He's one of 7 other players that played rep football in the Parramatta team last weekend as the Broncos go out with 10 of them in that State of Origin side last weekend at Stadium Australia. Lottie Takiri in jumper number 2. Carl Webb is only in his 2nd run-on side with the Broncos, which might surprise some people. Let's have a look at them with Sterlo.
And for the Broncos, Darren Lockyer captains the side from fullback. Takiri and Saylor the wingers. Chris Walker and Michael DeVere the centre pairing. Prince and Shane Walker in the halves. Carl Webb comes into the side at lock forward, only his 2nd time in the starting lineup. Myers and Carlaw the 2nd row. Webke, Pritis and Sivanasuva make up the front row. Harrison, Corvo, Hodges and Ryan off the bench, coached by Wayne Bennett.
And the Parramatta team missing Hodgson and Nathan Hindmarsh tonight, both out injured. Moody's the fullback. Donald is one wing with Luke Burt, Lyon and Vialicki. He's in the centres. Butner comes into the 5/8 role off the bench. Jason Taylor's the halfback. Andrew Ryan's the lock forward, played really well the other night. Solomona comes off the bench into the 2nd row with Ian Hindmarsh, Kalis and Vella the props. Drew is the hooker. Wagon goes back to the bench. Kalis, Marsh and Sullivan. Coached by Brian Smith.
Right up and down the eastern seaboard, well, the part that we saw today, blue skies all the way. Andrew's on the sideline tonight.
Yeah, beautiful days up this way, but very, very cold nights this time of year. Only 10 degrees tonight, but Ray, I've got to tell you, down at ground level, real semi-final atmosphere, big crowd in attendance. We're a long way out from the playoffs, but this is a terrific battle coming up.
Bill Harrigan is the man in charge. Big game, deserving of the number 1 referee.
Go and tell Teddy Lyons at some stage that I can hear him just to keep talking.
Okay, fine. We got the message. Thank you, Bill. We'll send a courier with that message as Parramatta start. And that kick is big, right down to the try line at the Broncos' end of the park for Sivanasiva to carry it back. Parramatta winning in round 3. This clash in the first of the competition proper rounds as Webke takes number 2. Pritis then scampering away and linking up with Carl Webb, and they've made good ground on 3. They're down just inside the 40-metre point, their own end of the park, and now Saylor comes in. They'll be looking for more work from Saylor, I fancy, in this game tonight. And it should bring out the best in him, shouldn't it, as it goes away for Lockyer, and Lockyer keeps it low as he drops it onto that left foot and goes straight to Jason Moody, playing at full back in the absence of Brett Hodgson, and he's tackled on the 20-metre line.
Yes, along with Brett Hodgson missing from this Parramatta side. Scott Donald straight up the centre.
Clean break. Donald it is, who comes to the full-back and is starting to, I was about to say, leaving behind, but Lockyer had something. Lockyer had something left and made the tackle. Now Taylor pushes it. Drew is out very wide. Lofted ball. Vialecki goes around the outside of Takiri. Gets the ball away. It looks like a try. It looks like a try for David Solomona, of all people. David Solomona is so wide, but this was the bust.
Scott Donald out of the dummy half position, put a big step on Chris Walker. There's some conjecture as to whether he's the quickest player in the Parramatta camp. It's he or Luke Burt. Darren Lockyer came from behind, a magnificent cover tackle, but the Brisbane Broncos unable to get back in numbers. You can see on the far side, they struggled to get back. This pass from Brad Drew was a beauty, onto the chest of Vialecki. He went to Takiri, around Takiri, on to Solomona, crosses out wide. An incredible start to the visitors.
He caught them unawares, didn't he, Donald? That tackle by Lockyer was an absolute beauty. A try saver, but there they spread it. And out wide, Solomona just backing up nicely. Some good hands there. And this is the way Brisbane started against Canberra after the last State of Origin. The boys, they had a few days off, didn't come to training until yesterday. And they looked just a touch sluggish around that play the ball area. The pace of Donald, he went on a 70-metre sprint and set up the first try for the Eels.
Well, what a magnificent start for the Sydney side. And David Solomona, I was talking about Carl Webb only being in his second run onside for the Broncos. David Solomona hasn't started too many games with Parramatta for that matter.
And ironically, Ray, if you have a look through the forwards, he's just about the only forward in the Parramatta side that did not play rep football last weekend.
Taylor then, with 2,000 points in his sights. He's on 1986 at the moment. There's the kick from Taylor and just offline. So no goal for Jason from the touchline, but Parramatta, they strike first blood, 4-0 after 4 minutes. With the sound of the whistle, Darren Lockyer starts again. Nobody thought we'd be going through that motion again so quickly. Drew coming away from dummy half, has tackled 25 metres out from his own line.
I know we say it every time Parramatta goes around, but it's been incredible the rate of improvement in their attack over the last 12 months as Bill Harrigan finds a penalty against the Brisbane side for a hand on the football. After 15 rounds this year, Parramatta had scored 74 tries. Now it's 75. In the whole of last year, they only scored a total of 77 tries. So they're getting the ball over the line an enormous amount.
So it's Taylor now, feeding his outside backs. And a neat pass, finding David Vialecki. Turned back on the inside. And Parramatta's looking for the line again. A tremendous run by Jason Moody, ending 10 metres out from the line. Across now for Michael Butner. Elevated to the run-on side. Playing at 9 metres out in the centre of the park. From Drew to Taylor. Solomona's out there again, and they put him on his back this time. Moody a dummy half for the Eels. Taylor runners around him. And Kalis is over. Well, what a start for Parramatta. Brisbane, no answers at all at the moment. And the face of Gordon Tallis tells the story.
Plenty of concern there, and rightly so. This was the break leading up to that try. Vialecki is giving them all sorts of problems wide to the left. Jason Moody, who starred for Country at fullback last Friday night, has been very involved. Ankle tap there by Lottie Takiri. But you've got to say the attempts on Nathan Kalis were soft. And that is not something we associate with this Brisbane defence. An inside ball from Taylor. Skips out of one, pushes off two, and then slides in between another couple to beat 4 men in a 10-metre run.
A great start and an unconventional start by coach Brian Smith, giving this ball plenty of air early in the tackle count, straight from the tap there. They spun it out wide. They found some holes. Moody went through. And yes, you're right, very soft defence. These Origin players not backing up too well. Probably a little bit sore, a little bit tired. And the pace of the game is suiting Parramatta at the moment.
Taylor then with a much easier kick the second time round. 20 in from touch. He's chosen to come back just 15. Not a lot of breeze to worry about as Taylor strikes it this time straight between the big sticks. So a converted try for Parramatta on top of their opening try, and there they are leading by 10 points to 0 after 7 minutes. Andrew.
Oh, Ray, this is an extraordinary start. I was thinking back to when these two sides clashed at ANZ Stadium last year in round 13. Parramatta on that night came out of the blocks. They scored inside the first 2 minutes, an 80-metre try, and didn't score again all night. Well, tonight, different story. Back-to-back tries. They are right on top against the best defence in the league.
So we go through it all again, and that's Michael Vella, who's out to the 20-metre line, taking defenders with him. Taylor runs a decoy there for Moody, coming away from dummy half. Busy start for the Parramatta fullback as Drew tries to send them down the line side, and it almost came off. Parramatta's winger on the far side, Luke Burt, just couldn't quite get a catch on it. Andrew Ryan involved.
Yeah, Brian Smith will be disappointed with that. Even though Luke Burt got outside Lottie Takiri, he would not have been looking for a mistake just after they've scored points. It is so important that your next set of 6 is well controlled and normally finishes in a long kick.
So the Broncos then, they get their first chance to really worry the Parramatta line. They go close to the sideline. They're over the sideline. That is just...
It's unforgivable.
It's un-Bronco-like, isn't it? Chris Walker has done all the dancing, all the stepping, and all he's done is carried himself to the touchline where they've enjoyed putting him into touch. So whatever pressure they were given a chance to present on the Parramatta line has vanished. Taylor then pursued by Shane Walker and given one for his corner. When he arrived there, Solomona told to play on by Harrigan, and there's... Now what's going on here?
Penalty, called tackle. He thought he was tackled. He told him to play it. He said, let him up and play it.
Belated call from Harrigan then. Sivanasiva will play the ball. 17 metres away from the Parramatta line, and Shane Walker goes across to find Dane Carlaw. And he drags a couple of Parramatta players with him to within 7 metres of the line. From De Vere back through Walker, then Prince, now Myers. Myers taken down by the Parramatta defence on tackle 3, and that's how close they are. Priddis then goes out looking for Sivanasiva to come up the middle. He finds him on the inside. And Sivanasiva to play it, getting up a little bit jauntily, and then it's from Walker to Carl Webb. He'll go there. Webb's over to score. Now he'll want to check the pass, I fancy.
He can't rule on a forward pass here. Just wondering whether he's seen a knock on in here somewhere. An inside pass to Carl Webb saw him skip out of the tackle of Brad Drew. And again, we come back to that penalty conceded by David Solomona. Well, no, that's okay. Priddis, I don't think he's knocked on there, and I'm pretty sure that that's what Bill Harrigan was looking at. Pass inside to Webb, a bad miss from Drew. So the Brisbane side have hit back very quickly.
All looks above board to me. It's a simple inside ball. Not very well read at all. Brad Drew just got there. Well, he got there in plenty of time, didn't he? But he's a rampaging player, Carl Webb, when he gets on a roll.
So it's a try. Carl Webb scoring a try, the third of the match, the first for the Broncos, and 10 minutes gone, we've had 14 points scored. Solomona was tackled. Harrigan saying that he had called hell. Well, Solomona gets up and decides to go for a gallop.
Yeah, I look at that. He wasn't tackled.
He wasn't tackled.
He had every right to get up.
And I don't know where Bill Harrigan got his call from, but I think someone's gotten his lug. So they've been hard done by the Eels. Carl Webb lined up the gap, steamed through it. Brad Drew went low, got him around the hips, tried to slide down, but the power of Webb, too good.
I guess what we're saying is that if the referee did call tackle on David Solomona, then it was a premature call, because he was not held when he went to ground, and that means he is able to get up and proceed with the football.
I was more concerned with the amount of ground that he was able to cover before he was penalised. Here's De Vere now from 18 metres out. He hit it beautifully, so De Vere converts. The try of Carl Webb. Parramatta 10, Broncos 6.
The McHappy Time online.
10-6 to scoreboard. Let's have a listen to this.
With that halfback, you're well offside. Let him up. Onside.
I didn't hear him call tackle.
He didn't call tackle at all.
I didn't hear him say held or tackled. Anyway, that is behind us now, but it'll be talked about, obviously, in the post-mortems on this game. 10-6 the score. And Sivanasiva is tackled inside the 20-metre line. Back it comes now for Webke to go up the middle, and he's met there by Nathan Kalis, who played for his country last weekend, captained his country, as a matter of fact. Here's Myers. And 38 metres out from his own line. He and David Violecki were involved in that game. Across the Tasman. Sailor. Fourth tackle, and approaching the halfway mark. Here's Webb again with a brilliant run. Straight down the middle. And they're having trouble containing this nuggety utility forward. For Lockyer now, away from Taylor, away from Butner, kicks for himself, gets it back, then tries to unload, does so along the ground for Sivanasiva, looks for somebody to give it to. Carl Webber's with the ball. Now it's gone across for Luke Prittis. He realises he's got a kick. He does that. Down to David Violecki, and a good catch by Violecki, running away over towards that sideline.
Yeah, that was well taken by Violecki, because when he saw the ball coming out, he had to come up to try and cut off some of that play in case they passed it. Then he turned around, chased hard and got it. Taylor from dummy half. Out to Ryan.
Ryan, 22-year-old, who must have been pinching himself to make sure he wasn't dreaming when his name came out on that Origin side. He got the job done. It's been a wonderful 12 months for him. A youngster that thought of going home and giving it away. As Drew gives it away for Butner. Butner cuts out a player and it goes out wide for Jamie Lyon. He is tackled near the touchline and the halfway line. He apparently was under a cloud for the game, as well as Hindmarsh, as it goes away for Jason Taylor to kick for himself. He'll be looking for the bounce, as was Lockyer. Kalis beats him to the punch, puts a kick on it. Lockyer picks it up and it goes away out there wide to Lottie Takiri. And now Michael De Vere runs it away from dummy half and making some yards. Scott Prince is the dummy half, winding Dane Carlaw up, and he gets it almost to the halfway line.
And after that early onslaught by Parramatta, Brisbane have worked their way back into this game very nicely, and this is how they're doing it. They're big forwards trying to get in behind the marker area of Parramatta. Carl Webber's done it successfully. A lot of one-out stuff, but the big men taking it forward, setting the platform.
Sailor's turn now. 30-metre line. Parramatta's in to the right of the ground for Lockyer. To test out that winger on the far side, it's David Violecki, the centre, in fact, and he did it very well. And it's a penalty to Parramatta. It's against Takiri for carrying on with the tackle.
Yeah, he did well again there, Violecki. He's actually defending on the wing. Luke Burt is playing in the centres in defence, and Violecki came down with the ball. He's going nowhere and dragged into touch, and a fair penalty given to the Eels.
Parramatta then coming away off their own 20-metre line, with Solomona providing the ball back for Drew to give it away. And look at this punishing run by Kalis. He's already left his mark on this game. Now Michael Vella follows his captain up the middle and not held, up and away again. Carl Webb is with him. Myers is there. But that's a very strong run there by Michael Vella to the 40-metre line, Brisbane's end of the ground. Drew. Away from Butner, it's gone through to Taylor. Taylor runs into Webb. And that's not a good pastime for Jason Taylor. Now from Brad Drew for Michael Vella. To the 30-metre line, he's taken down by Petro Sivanasiva. And Drew goes to the 20-metre line, runs to the defence line. Gave a pass that was difficult for Andrew Ryan. He took it down and is able to play on now for Butner. Butner off the right foot, kicks across. Donald's coming quickly. Sailor's there. They both have an air swing. Lockyer comes up with the football, then makes an evasive run from his own in goal, 5 metres out from his line. Good clean-up work by Lockyer.
Yeah, Darren Lockyer started the same way he finished State of Origin number 2. Always in the right place at the right time. So skillful. Could have been taken over the sideline, kept in the in-goal area. He got out 5 metres and took the pressure off his side.
Shane Walker playing at half. Scott Prince at 5/8, and Michael De Vere out in the centres. Thought he saw a gap and he tried to go through it, but Burt and Violecki, they closed the gap. Now from Prince. Shane Walker. Lockyer ran a decoy. Then he throws a long ball and taken on the bounce out wide by Chris Walker. It was a nasty bounce for him, but he did well. And Lockyer immediately resorts to the air. And again, it's this man, David Violecki, out there doing a fine job. Moody was brought down just inside his own 30-metre line. 10-6 the Eels. They scored in the first couple of minutes, and then they were back there to score again almost immediately before Brisbane struck back with the 3rd try of the night. Drew. Now it's with Kalis, and then across, and from Taylor he finds Donald. Donald is about 5 metres on his own side of the halfway. He'll play the ball back for Jamie Lyon, held down by Shane Walker and Chris, the 2 brothers. And here's Kalis to the halfway line now.
Fair bit of feeling out there between Jamie Lyon and Chris Walker. They've had a couple of goes at each other. Two of the real exciting young guns in the competition. I think they're trying to see who can get on top of the other as Michael Vella leaves the field and Brad Drew on the last kick short for Buettner.
Buettner's in pursuit of it, but there's Lockyer, a perfect example of just how brilliant this player is. Legs and arms converging on him, the ball coming on the bounce or the second bounce, and he picks it up with confidence. Sailor, his own 40-metre line. Sivanasiva powers it forward for the Broncos, trailing by 4 points. Corresponding match in the opening round, won by the Eels back at Parramatta. 23 matches consecutively here for Brisbane at ANZ without bringing defeat. Jason Kalis is on in 16 on his 40-metre line. This is Nathan to the halfway line. Drew, Taylor, Solomona with him. Solomona runs at the gap. Taylor puts the ball on the chest. And Brisbane are there in defence. Webke and De Vere back across for Buettner. Buettner then for the Parramatta number 12 second rower, Ian Hindmarsh. Another of those players from Parramatta that played a rep game last weekend. Many of them in the team, this fellow included. Jason Kalis, who will play the ball 25 out from the line for Jason Taylor to kick. Moody's the one that's coming fast. And up goes the jump from Takiri. He's back in the in goal, but he gets it back. He was in the field of play. He went back into the in goal. It was begging a tackle from Parramatta, but they couldn't nail Takiri. And here it is on the replay with Moody, the man that was meant for it. Lockyer. Wide for Chris Walker. Abundant speed. Again, he plays with the sideline. Lays it back on the ground as he knows he was heading for it again, and Sailor is left to clean it up with Lockyer a dummy half now. Shane Walker. And this is Harrison, the lock. Prentice through from Shane Walker. Out for Scott Prince. He puts in the kick. And he'd be looking for Takiri down that wing, but the ball bounces at right angles and crosses the sideline deep inside Parramatta territory.
Parramatta getting plenty of value tonight out of Brad Drew. Chris Walker went in the touch before, did really well here, didn't he? Had the intelligence to know that he was going into touch once again with a strong tackle from Donald, but flicked it inside to support. They've got the Parramatta got Brad Drew, Michael Buettner and Jason Taylor all handling the ball plenty of times around the rucks, and they're causing Brisbane just a couple of problems on the edges.
Shane Webke's just left the field. Daniel Wagon about to come into the action for the blue and golds. Inside ball to Solomon, who's been standing out in the centres in the last couple of scrum wins.
By Solomona. Now it's with David Violecki, who's had a wonderful start to this game. Solomona being replaced as Kalis gets it out to the 40-metre line. And now Jason Kalis within 5 metres of the halfway line. Back for Brad Drew, and Drew comes away to the right of the ground for Buettner to cut out Wagon. It's out to Jamie Lyon. A grubbing kick, turning the Broncos 3/4 around. Lockyer again at the back, safe as ever.
Here we are.
Because I think that maybe a player was held back after unloading the ball, and that is the case with Jamie Lyon.
They are like two young bucks going at each other, trying to gain superiority. Lyon and Walker, it's going to be a tremendous battle in the centres on this side of the field as Brisbane again come out of their own end. Back at 40 out from their own line.
And what you saw on replay, players can jostle each other with the shoulders and the hips when they're pursuing the football, but you can't hold one back. And I fancy that's what Chris Walker was doing to Jamie Lyon in that example. Here's Moody now off his own line. 10-6, Parramatta leading, and this man contributed very much so. Solomona having that neck inspected by Dr. Michael Johnston. This is Scott Donald. Here is Ian Hindmarsh now. Lyon for Jason Kalis. And now for Nathan Kalis. Just beyond the 40-metre line. And Brad Drew, it is that puts this kick long and low back into that corner where Lockyer will be met by that blue and gold line of defence. On the 20-metre line, Brisbane 4 points in arrears, with Chris Walker called upon to take it out on that occasion. Play back for Priddis to go away to Prince and then on for Takiri. Takiri using the fend and then seeing a gap, and now he starts to extend. Takiri down to the 30. Moody comes across, beats Moody. Here comes some more troops in Bronco jumpers. Takiri still not beaten, and now eventually he goes to ground 11 metres out from the line. That's a wonderful run by Lottie Takiri. Now it's away from Prince. A long ball for Saylor. Saylor has gone forward.
Forward pass. But a penalty. He played the advantage. Because the pass was forward, he's called a penalty against the Eels, all inside. Quick tap by the Broncos. Ooh. And another penalty.
Too quick, Mick. Too quick. Too quick.
The crowd are baying for a sin bin. Michael Buettner, it must have been a line ball decision.
You can go back if you like, you've got to start on the line.
They start again.
So it's with Takiri. I beg your pardon, Lockyer away for Carlaw. Carlaw.
Quick, hands off him.
5 metres out from the line. Played back for Harrison, and Harrison has a go. Led over the line, couldn't get it down. Back and away. Picked up on the half volley by Lockyer. Giving it to the Brisbane number 17, Mark Corvo. Corvo playing the ball now in centre ground. Priddis with a long pass on the bounce for Takiri. Back for Sivanasiva. Sivanasiva sights the line. He's 5 metres short of it. This is Priddis now. Eating up a tackle.
They've been short this side for the last 4 tackles, Parramatta. Will they forced to pay? No, they should get it back, and they do so through Buettner. Not a good kick from the Broncos.
Shot marking up straight.
That's a pretty sad reward for a magnificent run by Lottie Takiri. How good was that? I reckon he's beat 3 or 4 players twice in that run. A 70-metre job. Brilliant rugby league from Takiri. Standing start, gets on the outside of them, throws a dummy, then goes through the gap. And you think he's going to get pulled up here, but he gets through Moody. They still come at him. Violecki comes, he shrugs him off. Then he's stumbling and bumbling, throws him off again. Great run by Takiri.
2 changes for Brisbane, 3 for Parramatta. And 10-6 to score in favour of Parramatta, with Lockyer using Lottie Takiri back on the Brisbane 10-metre line. Takiri just taking his time getting up to play the ball. He realised there was no dummy half. De Vere got there. And another penalty going to Brisbane, which will bring them out of this danger zone of theirs quite quickly.
Yeah, Bill Harrigan's been saying to Parramatta all night that their markers must stay straight. On that occasion, he got PJ Marsh for getting out too quickly from the marker position. That's obviously an area that Bill Harrigan believes there's a concern with for the visiting team. He's constantly reminding them. PJ Marsh only just coming into the action gives away the penalty.
Very good. It's just called a tiny piece of timeout. We'll take a break and come back in a moment. 10-6 Parramatta. Well, you didn't miss anything during that break if you've been to one, because it was all to do with Dane Carlaw. He had a problem with one of his boots, I fancy, and was up basically on the ground in the Parramatta line as Webke plays the ball 40 metres away from the Parramatta line. Then from Walker, it's gone across for Lockyer. Lockyer for Chris Walker. Nice take there by Wendell. It was down around the knees, and he took the pass and then took the tackle and didn't go into touch, even though he was dangerously close to doing so. Shane Walker, long ball, torpedoing away for Michael De Vere. He's got Luke Burt up in his face. He beats Burt and he beats Violecki. Burt comes at him again. De Vere's still going. De Vere's still going. 8 metres out from the line. Spirited run by the centre three-quarter. Takiri's pass, finding Shane Walker, and he gets it around the back there for Lockyer. It may even have hit Luke Priddis on the rump, in fact, that pass, but it's back now with Prince, and Prince puts the high kick down into the corner, occupied by Violecki, and he's taken it in the in goal, so it'll come out to the 20 for the restart.
Yes, I think they'll probably stop kicking towards David Violecki's wing, or the side of the field that he's actually playing on, because he's having a tremendous night with his hands. Unusual move tonight by Wayne Bennett. He's actually swapped his wingers over. We normally see Wendell Saylor playing on the right wing and Lottie Takiri on the left, and they did that at Origin level as well. But this evening, we've got Wendell playing on the left side up against the young Scott Donald, while Takiri is playing on the right wing. Interested to know why he's made that change, positional change.
Jason Taylor finding Butner. Butner sliding through. He's into space. There's one to beat. Player on the inside. That's PJ, and he's pulled down 15 metres away from the line. Marsh on for Parramatta. They go to the blind. And Butner again. And Butner's banged into the ground by the Broncos. Moody now up a dummy half. Through to Marsh. Then away to Taylor. Taylor across to Andrew Ryan. Left-footed grubber kick through to Takiri. And the big winger is there.
Yeah, and that was a sad end to a pretty exciting set of six as well from the Parramatta side. Michael Butner's been around a while, but he still showed he's got plenty of speed. North's Parramatta, the Eagles, and then back to Parramatta. Beat Shane Walker, all ends up. Good run.
Harrison. Put down by a spirited tackle, two-man tackle from Hindmarsh and Ryan. And here's Priddis. Crowd appealing for a high tackle. Vella and Kalis involved in the tackle as Lockyer decides to get the hell out of there on his own 30-metre line. He kicks it way down the ground to Parramatta's 20-metre line, and it's David Violecki who brings it out to the 30. And Daniel Wagon is back there, one of only two players onside to be tackled there inside the 40-metre line over on the eastern side of the ground for Moody. 10-6 Parramatta, 2 tries to 1 the Sydney side. Vella back around for Ryan. Ryan for Wagon. Wagon had Scott Prince basically isolated. Violecki couldn't handle the pass, and Webke takes the advantage up for Brisbane, and then a diving take by Shane Walker. Inside Parramatta's area now. Priddis goes off to the blind side, and again Bill Harrigan is telling the markers they have to be directly behind one another and in line with the play the ball, not side by side. And you've got to stay there until the ball clears the ruck. Now it is Chris Walker stepping off his right foot and then taking the tackle in the centre of the ground. There they are, 18 metres away from the line. Prince using Corvo, former Raider. And Priddis waiting for the call. It came from Shane Walker. Lockyer joins in, and Lockyer is just 2 metres away from the line. Shane Walker turns it back and around for Carl Webb to have a shot at number 2 for the night. 4th tackle. Back for Priddis, and Priddis throws the dummy, goes himself, and looks to be held up in goal. No, he's in the field of play. So Brisbane go back this time for the kick, and Shane Walker's kick bounces a couple of times. Violecki again was there. Well, hasn't he done some work cleaning up the kicking game of Brisbane? David Violecki, he's earned his wages in the opening exchanges of this game. Donald.
I think you find,
or Sullivan, I should say.
Yeah, Danny Sullivan's come in. Quite a few interchanges being used by the coaches. That's an indication of the pace of the game and the intensity of it. It's normally what we see at half-time. Still 10 minutes to go as Parramatta get their 3rd penalty of the evening.
Let's go down to the sideline, Andrew.
Interesting player, Ray, about to come on for Brisbane. It's their number 18, Michael Ryan, just going on right now, their 5th interchange for the night. He's a street corner tip for Origin 3, has been playing with the Toowoomba Clydesdales all year. He's only 78 kilos, but he's a try-scoring specialist from dummy half. He's got 8 tries this year.
So I'm sorry, that was Parramatta's 5th try. They lead 5-3 in the penalty department.
Ryan. Penalty goes to Parramatta.
He's already tackled, Mark. He was there ready to stand up and play. You flopped. You flopped straight on him.
So he's penalised Corvo for an unnecessary tackle on the Parramatta player who was ready to get up and play it.
Now, the Eels would have thought long and hard what to do with this penalty. You would imagine Jason Taylor doesn't have too many problems. It's only 30 metres out, 20 metres in. We are coming into that danger period into the last 5-10 minutes of the first half. I think they may have fancied their chances at scoring 4 points, but probably realise against this defensive lineup, points will be at a premium tonight. Take them when they're offered.
Taylor is 30 metres out and 20 metres in from touch.
He's looking for 14 points tonight to be the second player in rugby league history to score 2,000 in his career. He's already got 2 of those. He'll be stretched to get them all tonight.
From 2 tonight for Jason Taylor. Strikes it, and it's just getting away. Taken in the in goal by Chris Walker, and he had to leap high in the air to bring it down. The dummy half is Michael Ryan, the young boy from Toowoomba that Andrew was talking about, and he is very, very small. Ryan to his own 30-metre line. Harrison. And Webke again now for the Broncos. Flinging the pass, hoping for a Bronco to pick it up. It was Corvo, and Corvo was taken down by Sullivan. Sullivan in 18. As it comes over for Lockyer, he shaped a kick and then held it back in one hand, lays it on the ground, then it goes back for Shane Walker, and Walker has to put the kick in. And again, Violecki comes up to try and take it. The ball goes to ground. It was played out. The Broncos have got 6 more tackles. Carl Webb will play the ball. I think it was Luke Burt who unsuccessfully tried to take the kick, as Shane Walker now prepares to play the ball on the 20-metre line. Parramatta's end of the path. Half-time closing in, 5.5 minutes away, with a storming run by Webke. Blindside play for Harrison, and now for Takiri. Back it comes for Harrison. Harrison cuts out Webke over his head. Down to Shane Walker. Walker runs to Vella. Bumps away from Vella. Crawls along the ground and is taken by Jason Kalis. Ryan now. Off to the left of the ground, and Scott Prince gets it away for Lockyer. Lockyer tries to cut through. He's so close to the line. He must have been tempted. Then the dummy half tries for a barge over, but that's the end of it. So Parramatta come up with the turnover.
Yeah, wrong play at the end of that. They've really got into gear, haven't they, Brisbane? Darren Lockyer went pretty close. You run out of things to say about this kid. And then Chris Walker had a dash. They had a huge line out to the right. Probably would have scored out wide. A lot of Parramatta players in and around the ruck. And now the penalty goes to the Eels.
Taylor finding the line. 35 metres out from his own line. Penalties levelling up. And Taylor into the play again. Got a poor ball around the corner for Buettner. Buettner's down the ground again. Lockyer's closing in. He passes out to the extremity on the far side for Luke Burt. And Burt will play it 21 metres away from the Broncos line. From Wagon, it's gone to Taylor. Taylor away for Vella. Vella fends away from Myers. And then Myers comes in again to make the tackle with Shane Walker. But Parramatta now on the attack, coming up to half-time. Jamie Lyon, he goes to ground. Tackled 8 metres away from the line. From Andrew Ryan, back for PJ Marsh now, and Marsh will be asked to play the ball. Played back and away to Taylor. Taylor finding Butner. Butner away to Vialecki. Not tackled. Able to pass. Butner gets it away into no man's land. Jason Kalis. Now it's with Jason Taylor. Taylor to Sullivan. Sullivan steps off his right foot. Sullivan's tackled 5 metres away. Tackle number 5. PJ Marsh. Then for Andrew Ryan. Throws the dummy. Goes back onto the other side of the ground. Taylor puts in a kick. Work to be done. Scott Prince is there. Equal to the task. Passes the ball.
Yeah, went forward. Not offside. You can't be offside in that in-goal area. Will be a dropout. Well, you can be offside. Ref's just telling me. They changed the rules, Pete, have they?
I thought that was another missed opportunity for Parramatta. No, you're right, Paul.
You can be penalised for deliberately throwing the ball forward. That's what I think he's saying in the reverse form of language.
When Butner went through at the beginning of that, he had a man on his inside flying unmarked. I think it might have been PJ Marsh. He opted to throw the wide pass to Burt. But still a couple of minutes left. And speaking of Marsh, he takes the ball on the halfway line and finds Vella.
Vella then towards the 30-metre line for Luke Burt. And Burt pulled down by defence that just for the moment was struggling. Now Jason Kalis. And right in the centre of the ground, it's Marsh that delivers for Sullivan. And Sullivan in front of the uprights, 10 metres out from the line. And Jason Taylor goes himself. It's worked a couple of times for him this year as teams stand off him, expecting him to pass. Here's Ryan. Ryan gets it away. Parramatta's over. Michael Vella, I think it is. Michael Vella has scored for the Eels.
And good work from Andrew Ryan. Seeing him use the ball a lot more in recent weeks. He steps in and goes away. It attracts 2 defenders, and that opened up the hole on the outside. Did very nicely, and it'll look great from this angle because you'll see how he gets 2 men arrested. Scott Prince almost caught in no man's land. Michael Vella too big from that close.
He's become a very handy player, Andrew Ryan, especially down in the danger area in the opposing 20-metre zone. Very good ball player, developing his skills all the time under the coaching of Brian Smith. And Michael Vella, he's had a great couple of games the last week, hasn't he? Brilliant in the Origin last Sunday night, and strong and powerful once again tonight here for Parramatta against Brisbane.
And it will be a confident Parramatta side that go into the sheds at the break. They have become very good front runners. They've led at half-time in the last 5 matches and won them all. So they know what it takes in the second 40 minutes to go on with the job. But they will not get a bigger test than the one they face tonight.
Taylor is 10 metres in from touch. 20 metres out. This chance to convert. 14-6 currently. Parramatta though with 3 tries to 1. The Taylor kick this time hits the upright, goes through. So the scoreboard 16-6. Parramatta right on half-time. A comment from Andrew.
And Ray, just on Mick Vella, I think you'll find this period right now, the last few weeks that we've watched him against the Sharks a fortnight ago, Origin the other night where he made 11 hit-ups, 21 tackles coming off the bench, and again tonight, I reckon it's the best form of his career so far. And it's no coincidence, comes after he settled his future long-term. A happy player plays good football.
Just a matter of a couple of seconds remaining in this first half of the game. And Parramatta are about to go to the break with this 10-point margin. 3 tries, 2 goals. And keep in mind that 2 of their tries were on the board after something like 4 minutes. It was a blinding start from Parramatta before Brisbane realised they're in a football game. They then struck back, but then right on half-time, you've seen it, Parramatta have extended their lead and they go to the break. Parramatta 16, Brisbane 6. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back to ANZ Stadium, and Parramatta are leading Brisbane 16-6 at the break. 3 tries to 1. It's been a most impressive first half of football from Parramatta. And the flow chart looks like this with Peter.
from Tui's new, and it shows the tail of the tape. The Brisbane Broncos, no football early. That's where they conceded points. That's Chris Walker going over the sideline the first time they had the football. But what about this? 11 times they have gone through to the 5th tackle, completed their set. It's really a high-quality game. In fact, both teams total have only got 7 errors against them. We have a look at Parramatta. They had the ball early. They were able to put points on. There's the 2 early tries. The middle part of the game was good for them as well. Just the 3 errors, the little black columns. And then, of course, they finished in style with Michael Vella on the stroke of half-time. But 2 very, very good sets of possession from both of these teams in the first 40 minutes.
And the Mitsubishi match stats there, they're all pretty even, bar 1 stat. And that's the line breaks. And Brisbane's all 3 line breaks came down Parramatta's left-hand side. They've been attacking the defence of Violecki, Burt and Jason Taylor out there, had some success. And Parramatta have made 6 line breaks. That's outstanding stuff. Michael Buter involved in about half of them.
So the Broncos coming back out. If you have only just joined us on this Friday night of football, one of the season's big clashes, this is what you missed. The tries. This was after 60 seconds. A big break down the right side from Donald, the Parramatta winger. Lockyer, I didn't think was going to get him, but he had something left. Then they went wide at the 2nd minute. Violecki for Solomona, and the big bloke, never been as wide, puts it over. Kalis at the 6th minute. He's over. Brisbane strike back. Carl Webb is over at the 10th minute. And then right on half-time, Michael Vella's in to score for Parramatta for their 3rd try. Quality stuff from Parramatta in particular. 10 of the Broncos backing up from Origin. But on the other side of the equation, 3 Parramatta players played in Origin, and 7 of them played rep football last weekend. So there'll be some athletes out there really pushing their bodies. Jason Kalis plays it on the 20-metre line. Vella. It's a crowd high on expectation at the moment. Keeping in mind they've been undefeated here at ANZ Stadium, 23 consecutive matches, the Bronx.
And Ray, our stats whiz David Middleton has just pointed out that in that round 25 match in 1999 when they were last beaten, that was by Parramatta. At half-time, it was 16-6 in favour of the Eels, which is exactly what we have at the moment.
Taylor rolls it over the line. 1,986 points coming into the game. He'll be the second only rugby league player in premiership football to eclipse 2,000. Surely he's going to do it in the next couple of weeks. And he's got Darryl Halligan's all-time record in his sights. 20-metre line, Broncos, loose head and feed. And Takiri using Scott Prince. Takiri made a long run in the first half. It was just a marvellous play. But I've got to say, on both sides of the equation, there have been some pretty dumb things and fairly negative things presented at the end of some threatening football. Sailor. If they're going to get out of this one, they're going to need every ounce of energy and skill from Sailor. Lockyer pushes it through to De Vere. And De Vere is tackled on the halfway line. 5 gone. Lockyer again. Oh! That was PJ Marsh. Lockyer got the ball away. It was touched by Parramatta.
And he'd actually called 6 again. It was played at by Andrew Ryan. And the Broncos got it back and kicked it. Unaware he'd called 6 more.
Burt, Marsh, Sullivan. Driven down by Bradley Myers and Shane Webke. Jason Kalis. We'll talk to Andrew in just a moment from the benches, from the sidelines. Brian Smith would have spent half-time reminding them that you're playing a champion side. They will come back. Butner across there for Donald, who centre kicks. Lockyer. No thought of hesitation. He just came up, kept his eyes on the ball, and takes the tackle of Jamie Lyon. Through from Shane Walker. Ashley Harrison did well. Put away by Wagon and Ryan and Vella. Now Webke rolling it out to the 40-metre line. Michael Ryan is that little bloke playing dummy half from Toowoomba. Just a bit over 70 kilos. And Andrew said that they're thinking about him for Origin 3. Carl Webb. There was a groan from him as he went down in that tackle. His leg went underneath awkwardly. He's okay. Prince's kick. Returned by Violecki. Brilliant first half for David. 31 metres out from his own line. Jason Moody. Just wait with this set of 6 for Parramatta before we go down to Gordon Tallis, who's with Andrew. Halfway line. Webke draining every available second out of the tackle. Vella with a bumping run. You can feel it. Now back for Butner. Now Taylor. Wagons there. Prince and Harrison making the tackle on 4. To the short side for Taylor. PJ Marsh for Butner. Kicks back to the centre. Lockyer was there. You got to get up early to fool Darren Lockyer. Now Lockyer makes a brilliant run. What a player. 22 metres out from his own line. Andrew on the sideline.
Well, Ray, normally when we talk to Gordon Tallis, we're giving him $1,000 as the McDonald's man of the match. Not tonight. First of all, Gordon, the mood in the dressing room at half-time.
Yeah, look, it was pretty good. Obviously, we're getting down in their half, pretty good, but I took a couple of silly options, but hopefully it's better in this half.
And defensively tonight, coming into the match, you boast the best defence in the comp. It seems like inside your own 20, everything's fine, but from 50 and 60 out, Parramatta have found a few holes tonight.
Yeah, well, both sides are making breaks, but especially coming out of their half, Parramatta making easy yards, but we're defending well and we're scrambling well on the try line, so that's what counts.
Right, last question. What sort of spectator does Gordon Tallis make on a big night like this?
Very nervous.
Good on you, Gordon. I'll get back to you in a moment, Rabs, with what Brian Smith had to say.
Certainly. Lockyer kicks ahead. Chris Walker's after it. Jason Moody had a go at it, but the ball goes in touch in goal. It's a line drop out. But the advantages go to Brisbane.
This was a dangerous situation, and Jason Moody reacted better than anybody else in his side. Scott Donald was waiting to see what his fullback was going to do.
Stay there.
Parramatta taking their time with the line dropouts. Organising their troops. Getting the big men up the middle. Corvo. 28 away from the Parramatta line. Sail up. Takes the second play. 20 metres in, 20 metres out. Play 2 is gone. Ryan. Shane Walker. Now, it is with Prince, and Prince gives a short ball for Harrison. Prince again. A couple of steps out from dummy half before giving it to Shane Walker. Inside ball for Carl Webb, and Webb, who got their try, plays the ball 10 metres out. Right in the centre of the ground. Shane Walker, inside ball for Webke. Webke not held. Now he gets it away. Miraculously. Carl Webb. Was there a hint of a shepherd? The ball goes back for Harrison. Harrison scores. Try for the Broncos.
Yeah, I think he's given it. I thought the touch judge was saying to him, make sure there wasn't a shepherd there. But Harrigan said try. Yes, great work by Shane Webb. He drew in 3 and 4 and then offloaded in the tackle. Great stuff from the Queensland prop. Now watch this. Is there a shepherd? Is there a player impeded? I think there was. I think it was Daniel Wagon. He couldn't get to Carl Webb. And in the end, Ashley Harrison dived over. And Scott Prince takes out Daniel Wagon for mine.
I don't think there's any doubt, Paul, a shepherd is when a player is impeded in making a tackle, and there's no doubt that Daniel Wagon had every right to go forward to make a tackle, but was unable to do so because the man had run behind one of his own men. Still, luck's a fortune, as we can see Shane Webke hurt in the background there after pretty much setting this try up. Carl Webb goes behind Scott Prince. Wagon would have gone forward 2 or 3 metres, and that hole might not have opened up. But the young lock forward did very well here to get across. He had a bit of work to do.
Now, Harrigan was going to award the try straight off, and then he had a little conversation with the touch judge. I'll be interested to know what was said there. But he decided not to go for a video replay. To the referee, here's De Vere.
So De Vere, 18 metres in from touch, adds the extras. It's a converted try for Brisbane. It is 16-12 now. 9 minutes gone, second half. (16-12). Parramatta leading Brisbane by 4 points. Big defence from Parramatta. Webke. I was just saying during the break, I can't work out why Harrigan wouldn't have gone to the video to check that information that was passed on to him, we believe, by the touchy. Look at this bustling run by Webb. Webb and Webke. Gee, they're putting some fibre into this juggernaut tonight. Shane Walker. Taken by Vella and Ryan. A high shot shows you that Brisbane have just crossed into enemy territory. As Prince puts a kick in, turning the full-back around, and here he comes back. Moody. Well, he stepped around Ashley Harrison. Now he's made a 50-metre run. He beats Carl Webb, and Takiri comes from way, way back to pull him down. Violecki. Taking it back towards the centre of the ground. Wagon for Kalis, the captain. Wagon again. Butner. Now, Ian Hindmarsh at full gallop. 8 metres out from the line. Butner, Wagon. Wagon, Taylor. Taylor cuts out Vella. Goes back for Moody. Moody! Getting it back for Vella, a little juggle. And now he's put down. Held by Corvo. Taylor, a grubbing kick. Takiri is there, and it'll be a line drop out.
That's where the experience of Jason Taylor comes out. Was composed, realised it was important to get another set of 6. What a game Jason Moody is having tonight. Beautiful little move there on Harrison. He's been heavily involved from fullback. Made plenty of breaks, and also did well to stay in the field of play here despite the attention of Lottie Takiri.
He had some wonderful years with Newcastle, Jason Moody. Webke coming off. I don't think I've seen Moody play as well as he has in the last month or so. Kalis. It's been so strong for Parramatta. Marsh. So Drew a dummy half. Wagon. 12 away from the line. You get the feeling the blue and golds might be over there again in a moment. Drew! 3 metres out from the line. Playing it back again for Daniel Wagon, who's found himself a dummy half a lot. Now it's Butner. Butner cuts out Kalis. It's gone out for Vella. And Vella is converged upon by the Broncos. On that eastern touchline, it's swept back to Butner. Butner puts the kick in. Luke Burt goes for it with David Violecki, and Violecki comes down with it. Turnover.
Yeah, not a bad kick, just 2 metres too short. As Takiri gets out from dummy half and gets through. Desperation tackle from behind. Takiri carried Luke Burt for 12 metres.
Well, what an imprint he's made on a couple of important occasions tonight, Lottie Takiri. Now Sailor wrestling with Butner and Lyon. That's his own 40-metre line. Sivanasiva to halfway. 7 changes made by Brisbane, 8 made by Parramatta. Ooh, Corvo. He felt the full weight of Nathan Kalis up under the ribcage. Shane Walker. Myers. 15-metre gain. 25 away now from the Parramatta line. Lofted ball for Lockyer. Inside ball for Scott Prince. Came off Parramatta. Came back onto Prince. Now it's down to Moody. And Prince makes the tackle on the Parramatta fullback. Ryan making that tackle. Ryan. Marsh for Ryan. Taken down by Takiri, and there's Shane Webke with some treatment being administered down on the sideline.
Well, as has been pointed out, when he got the pass away at the beginning of their last try, he stayed down on the deck for quite a while. A mistake made by Parramatta, a rare one at their own end. Just back on the heels a bit at the moment, the blue and golds.
Shane Walker. Darren Lockyer. Now, Chris Walker at full flight. Now Sailor with a fend. Sailor with a big run. Sailor's a metre from the line. Chris Walker. Myers throws the dummy and tries to go himself, but he's held by Butner and Moody and Hindmarsh. Ryan. Shane Walker. Little pass up for Seven Asiva. 4th tackle against the big fella. They use the blindside, and Myers goes at Jamie Lyon and heads for the corner, but he's pulled down. 5th tackle against the Broncos. Shane Walker. Darren Lockyer. Then it's on the bounce through the legs, and it's Michael De Vere gets it back. Lockyer's there. Lockyer, did he get it down? Referee Bill Harrigan wants the video referee.
He's having a look.
Well, from
Darren
Lockyer, I don't think so from his reaction.
What great Parramatta defence. Desperation on the far side. They spun it from side to side. In the end, Lockyer striving for the line. Look at Ryan's there, Violicki's there, Wagon's there, and no try.
He's actually
lost it.
Yeah. What a shame, because Darren Lockyer, if anyone deserves a try tonight, it is the fullback, the captain of the Broncos. He actually gets over the line and loses it. But again, give plenty of credit to the Parramatta defence to have that amount of numbers there.
Just looking at David Violicki's right arm there. He's got his arm wrapped around Lockyer's arm. Not sure if he tried to reef the ball out or he actually takes Lockyer's arm off the footy.
I don't know that it's quite as conclusive.
Oh, he's in there fishing.
In the mind of the video referee as it is in your minds. First appearances, I thought he didn't have a finger on the ball, but I'm starting to wonder whether, in fact, he at all times had something on the ball, imparting downward pressure. In the meantime, Michael De Vere's got the ball.
Well, Paul, obviously,
placed.
If the video referee agrees with you that Violicki's raked it out, that's got to be a penalty try.
I'm not sure if he has raked it out, but he's obviously looking at it.
Well, this has been a bone of contention since we've had the stealing the ball or raking it out in a 2-man tackle. When were they going to start bringing in a penalty try? It's no try, penalty. It's no try, but it is a penalty.
It is a penalty for a rake out.
Well, that's a penalty try. He's over the line, and the reason that he doesn't get the ball down from mine is that Violicki takes the ball from him or strips the ball or rakes it, whatever you like to say. He was going to score if Violicki's arm wasn't there. That's as clear cut for mine as the one that won the game for Melbourne in the grand final a couple of years ago.
It's exactly as I said to you, Peter, one of the hottest talking points that we have surrounding 2 men in the tackle and raking the ball out. Somewhere along the track we must have somebody prepared to give a penalty try. Now Lockyer. Second man play. Scott Prince. And Parramatta there with Jason Kalis and Michael Butner. Brad Myers Found himself a dummy half. Didn't quite know what to do. They go again. A barge over attempt by the dummy half. Shane Walker, beautiful pass. Misunderstanding between himself and Wendell Saylor. So many of their personnel has changed through the year. Seven Asiva doing what he does best, straight up the middle. Parramatta resisting. Now Lockyer, grubbing kick, and Moody takes it over dead ball.
Yeah.
They will get it back again, the Broncos.
I think a few of his teammates would have been quite happy for Jason Moody to have taken a chance here. I don't think there's any doubt it was going to go over the dead ball line. It was quite high in the air. He really could have got his body in position there and made sure that it was going to go over.
Just let me grab this chance to go to Andrew. I'm so sorry. What did Brian have to say?
Well, mainly he wanted the first 15, 20 minutes of this half to be the biggest 15 or 20 minutes they've played this year. Well, since half-time, they've conceded only 6 points, so they're right there on the injury front. We have a problem with Danny Sullivan for Parramatta, a problem with his left shoulder at the moment, and on Shane Webke on the Broncos side of things, he's pinched his sciatic nerve. He's in a bit of pain, but knowing Shane, he will be back.
Seven Asiva is coming back. 28 metres out, centre of the park. Shane Walker, a busy night, to the 20-metre line. Ryan, Corvo, Harrison, Prince, Lockyer, traffic, Walker. Plenty of passing, plenty of movement, but nothing making progress, really. Now Ryan. Carlaw, forward pass. It's a big call by Harrigan.
You are watching the two best defensive sides in the competition. I thought the pass was okay. It looked to have gone backwards for mine.
It was fine.
And the reason that they are so good in defence, both of these teams, is the communication between the players. In fact, I'm prepared to say that Parramatta are the most animated in defence. They actually point as to who they're getting. It starts from marker as to which way they're going. And they leave no doubt in anybody's mind as to who is to get the man in the opposition.
Hindmarsh. Butner. Nathan Kalis. Pulled down by this diminutive replacement, Michael Ryan. Wide for Vella, wide for Solomona, then for Vaialeki, now for Solomona. And look at that ball. Look at that ball. Luke Burt down the ground, stepping off his left foot, goes back towards the centre, picks up Michael Vella. Vella, evasive. Vella, 12 metres out from the line. Drew. Wide. Lyon, a kick off the feet of Saylor. It'll be play on for Ian Hindmarsh. And that is turnover time. Well, the defence on both ends of the ground, magnificent.
This is a great game of rugby league. These teams will be in the semis. Bring them on the semi-finals. Look at that ball. What a great skill there from Solomona. And Luke Burt down the touchline, back in the inside found big Michael Vella, the big number 10 on the charge. He went another 15, 20 metres. Kick on the end of it. Brisbane defending grimly.
Corvo. 40 metres out from his own line. Now turn back on the inside for, I think that's Hodges, is it not? Hodges is on.
Just 4 interchange players left for each team. Interesting to see how Bennett Smith
Seven Asiva, Peter.
Up the middle.
Ryan. Lockyer. Kicking for Harrison. Harrison and Moody. Oh, geez, been brave, Moody. I know it's his job. But you wouldn't want to be trying it for a pastime. He's put his body on the line again. Vaialeki. Drew. Wagon to the 30-metre line. Playing against his Origin teammates tonight. Nathan Kalis. And Luke Burt was there to support his captain. Thank God he was, really, because he might have been taken back and down out of the park. He really had him on the Traymobile. PJ Marsh kicks, and Lockyer on the kick return, taking his time. Marsh is after him. Lockyer goes for a bit more petrol. Chris Walker is there. Jamie Lyon has got him. 5 metres from halfway. Saylor. 16 is Hodges. And Hodges is hit by the defence. Solomona and Kalis. Prittis. Walker, inside ball for Harrison. Oh, Solomona. Hit him with a good shoulder. Left to Brad Drew to clean him up. 9 changes Brisbane, 8 changes Parramatta. And the scoreboard, 16-12. Parramatta holding on. Prince. Oh, over the shoulder of Takiri. Advantage Parramatta. Lyon. Blood streaming from a gash on the head of this man, Donald. And Bill Harrigan has seen it.
And Parramatta are going to enjoy this because they are out on their feet at the moment. The defensive workload that they've had to do in the last 10 minutes is starting to take its toll.
Blood treatment there for Scott Donald. If they can't stop it, then he'll have to be replaced. There's Drew. Goes over to Marsh. Many people spoke about this game as a sneak preview for the grand final. And looking at tonight, it wouldn't let a grand final down, would it? Buettner. Desperate tackle, stops him 30 metres away. Sivanasiva was the tackler. Wagon. Marsh was in a gap, but he'd gone too far. Drew. Back for Buettner. Gets a kick in. Dived on by Carlaw. And again the scrambling goes on.
Yeah, just at the end, they really need Jason Taylor out there just to handle the back tackles of these sets of 6. They need a good strong kick at the end of them, not getting it at the moment.
Carlaw to the 30-metre line. You can see the strain on his face. He tried to pick up a couple more blades of grass, and here he is again with the football in his hands to the 40-metre line. Just when you thought it was safe to have a little rest, they give you back the football. Corvo. Sivanasiva a dummy half. That's how tired they are. Lockyer, back for Shane Walker. Gets a kick in. Chris Walker. Chris Walker's got the ball. Chris Walker inside the 20. Chris Walker puts it down. It goes over the dead ball line. We will take a break and come back in just a moment. 16-12. Good. 65th minute. Welcome back from the break. The Eels by 4.
Oh, mistake made and a big opportunity now for Brisbane. That's the 0 tackle. It's been all Brisbane the last 10 or 15. Can they convert that into points? Might not be far away.
Prittis, short side. Saylor. 9 away. 5 in from touch, eastern side. Shane Walker. Now Carbo. Back to ground for Prittis and Solomona, and Solomona wins it.
Not play that.
Well, the referee saying it was not played out. It definitely came off a Parramatta arm or hand, but it wasn't a knock-on because it wasn't deliberately played at, so Parramatta were able to dive on it. Just one interchange left for Brisbane, 15 minutes to go.
Donald, his head bandaged now. They are desperately tired, both of these sides.
He has been outstanding tonight, Nathan Kalis. A lot of the other Parramatta forwards, while they're standing around, Kalis is going forward all the time. He and Vella have been terrific.
Lockyer. Webke's trying to get back into the game. Sailor for Walker. Chris Walker comes to Jason Moody, and Daniel Wagon saves him the trouble. Shane Walker to the 30-metre line, and now for Ashley Harrison. 30 metres out the centre of the ground. Prittis. Lockyer's into the back line. Lockyer gets a ball away. Prittis puts a kick in. Now, was Prittis held back? I don't know. It's been booted over the dead ball line for a line drop-out restart by Scott Donald was the kicker.
Referee's just called time off. Everyone's getting a breather now. But Lockyer went through there. Both of the Parramatta defenders went low. That's why he was able to offload Prittis.
And the tackle count starting to mount against Parramatta now. An extra 6 sets of 6 they've had to do, and most of that have been in the middle part of this second half. You can see Brad Drew, he's trying to suck them in. Not much left there. I agree with you, Paul. I think Jason Taylor needs to be out there just for the kicking game. The one from PJ Marsh at the moment is not effective enough, and Brad Drew probably being a little bit of selfish out of dummy half on the last tackle on a couple of occasions.
Magnificent drop out. Sivanasiva. Sivanasiva has run 20 metres back to the 30-metre line. Prittis. Webke. Webke with a charge up to the 20. Prittis again. Away for Prince. Dummies inside for Sivanasiva. Takes the tackle. That of Nathan Kalis. Now Luke Prittis inside the 10-metre line. Held by his opposite number and David Solomona. Well, here's the ball out the back. It'll be a penalty, will it? No, he's putting a scrum down.
Well, he could have easily given a penalty for passing the ball after he called held. He was tackled. He was going nowhere. Just had to play the ball there.
Come on, fellas, let's get to the scrum. Trainers out the back.
Let's have a listen to this.
That'll do him, that'll do him. I've called, that'll do him.
Yeah, but it all happened at the same time. You heard
Simultaneous.
the audio from Bill Harrigan. But Luke Prittis, he couldn't be blamed. He was in the motion of passing the ball as Harrigan, probably unsighted, was saying, that'll do him, that'll do him. I don't know that I agreed earlier on tonight with a case involving David Solomona, but I certainly do agree with the referee there. Both were victims of circumstances, really. Ryan, a backhander, away for Violecki. On the 30-metre line, they're at the wrong end of the ground, Parramatta. Ryan, they're at the right end of the scoreboard, aren't they? 16-12. Marsh. And this kick returned by Lockyer. He's running over towards Sailor. Doesn't have to run. He passes that beautiful passer across to Big Sailor. And he's tackled 31 metres away from the Broncos line. So now they've got the job. They've got the job of carting it up the other end. Keeping in mind that they need to win a converted try. Webke. Prittis. Shane Walker. Darren Lockyer. Now Chris Walker. Walker tackled 40 metres away from the Parramatta line. Shane Walker. Harrison. Some of these young troops from Wayne Bennett's camp. They've had to mature very quickly, haven't they, since the loss of Gordon Tallis. Lockyer's kick. Moody able to run 15 metres before he found the defence.
Ray, this is where I think Parramatta need to get some little men into dummy half. I think they've got to get the likes of Luke Burt, Michael Butner, some quick men to get out of there and give their forwards a bit of a rest. They've had to work too hard of late. So some of the outside backs, Jamie Lyon, they've got to get in and take some of the workload off.
Oh, you got to roll off him, you got to roll off him.
Jason Kalis, Brad Drew, Nathan Kalis. Around the back of Daniel Wagon, picking up Ian Hindmarsh and the halfway line. There's the bench. Look at the face of Michael Butner. Now from Marsh. Over for Drew. And Drew's kick going down towards Takiri and Lockyer. Lockyer says to Takiri, come with me. Then he runs away from him. And he will be made to play the ball 22 metres out from his own line, the Brisbane custodian. Takiri. They both know what's got to be done. Finding the energy, finding the stamina. That's the problem. Parramatta's got a problem.
And all the eggs are in one basket now. 11 interchanges used by both coaches. I can still see a try in this Brisbane side. 10 to go.
Pritis kicks. Chase is good. So is the chase of Luke Burt. Nathan Taylor standing there like a traffic cop.
Well, that was wonderful stuff from Luke Burt. He'd been down, hurt, injured on the ground, and he was dazed and still got back there to get that footy.
Nathan Kalis. Drew. Wagon up the middle. Wagon's into a gap. There could be a try coming. There's going to be a try. Wagon's over. Wagon's in for Parramatta.
Well, will that be enough? 8 points is a huge lead with that amount of minutes to go. And the Eels will finish with the 13 they have out there. They've used their last interchange. Just tiredness. Falling off the tackle there of Daniel Wagon. He had Jason Moody on the inside. That kept some defence off him, and he had enough speed to go the distance. Who misses the tackle on the outside? It's Shane Walker. Great work from Daniel Wagon.
Yeah, great pole running by Daniel Wagon. Beautiful ball from Brad Drew. He stood up Lockyer, then just went for it. He's pretty quick. He's a former winger and centre, now playing 5'8" and a lot of lock forward. And Daniel Wagon, a great try to the Eels. Just came from nothing, didn't it? Simple play, one of the simplest plays of the night. But determination got him there.
And that try comes from the last 15 minutes of defence. That's how they set that try up. They have worked so hard in the last 15 minutes defensively that they've repelled everything that's come their way. And when they had their opportunity, they were able to grasp it. Some tiring Brisbane defence now.
So Daniel Wagon. Is that the match winner? You'd have to think it is. 20 points to 12. Conversion attempt to be taken by Luke Burt. He was very brave, this young fellow. He was down, seeking some attention. And suddenly he realised there was a problem. He got up valiantly. This is where he gets hurt. He gets a kick in the head. Accidentally, I might add, from Dane Carlaw. "20 metres in from touch. 15 out. The kick, it's okay. The flags are up. Brian Smith, the coach. 73rd minute, his team leads by 10.
Sunday.
As we welcome you back, and our network stations that take us over in the United Kingdom, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand. This has been one of the real gems of the season, no doubt about that. And I go back to a comment I made about this being a sneak preview of the grand final. Newcastle will have something to say about that. So will the Roosters. But as I said at the time, if this is what these two teams can do for us, even on grand final day, it will be sufficient. And can you imagine the blue and gold army back in a grand final as Andrew Ryan runs on a Brad Drew pass? then gets it away for Jason Moody. Drew again, Marsh again, Wagon, letting it go a tad early. Lions kick cleaned up by Lockyer. He probably could have done more that time, Jamie Lyon. When I say that, he could have held up the pass, I feel, or the kick.
Yeah, but it's all they needed. Just get it down there. Make Brisbane drop out. They're starting to look very tired now, Brisbane. They gave it their best shot. They played well the second half, but Parramatta's defence has been outstanding.
In defence of this kid, Paul, I must say, while Luke Burt was taking that conversion of the Wagon try, the trainers were working on Jamie Lyon's calf muscles. He's cramping up. No doubt it's a common complaint. 3 dropouts apiece. Parramatta, they beat Brisbane in round 3, and seemingly they're going to beat them again. What will that do for their confidence when they meet in the finals? Ryan, Drew, Marsh, Wagon, Hindmarsh. From Drew, it's away to Marsh again. Then it's on for Moody. Now for Vella. Vella gets it away. Ryan, catch and pass for Moody. Moody's tackled a metre from the line.
They just need the same play into the in-goal area. They don't need to score any more points, and Marsh is going to get a good one in. Lockyer gets cleaned up. Good work from both teams. Tremendous work from Lockyer, but just what the doctor ordered for Parramatta.
Yeah, tremendous chase there. Darren Lockyer's collected about 6 of them tonight and got back into the field of play every time. On that occasion, I think it was Jason Kalis came at him hard, put him down, looks like he might have hurt the little fella.
His head looked to hit the ground very hard here, Paul. Just watch this as they tackle Darren.
Right behind the kick again, Phil. Stay behind over there.
No, it wasn't the head hitting the ground, but something else was giving him pain there from downstairs. Maybe the knee or the ankle. Jason Kalis with an inspiring run. Brad Drew. Daniel Wagon.
Well, they haven't had Jason Taylor out there, but the last 2 kicks have been superb. Jamie Lyon, an excellent one in the far corner. That one from PJ Marsh was great, under pressure. Attacking the blind side with Lyon. The battle continues over there between him and Walker. And that's 3 tackles against them.
Drew shows it, then gives it. Marsh, Vella, Moody. Great game from fullback tonight for Jason Moody. And what about Brad Drew? Further emphasising that he has been one of the best off-season buys. Vella. Drew, it's out the back, and Paul Harrigan ordering, rightly so, the turnover.
Little sneak go from Brad Drew, dummy half. Parramatta have played terrific tonight, but Brisbane also a gutsy effort. You've got to remember, 10 plays backing up from the toughest football there is, that State of Origin, only 5 days ago. They've got to be sore. They had to be getting tired. They tried right till the end.
Just on top of that, Paul, too, I think when you experience an Origin loss, it hurts as much mentally as anything else. And that would have made it difficult to refocus on their next assignment, which was this game tonight. You know, you're hurting physically, but mentally, very hard to pull yourself up. As Luke Burt takes an intercept, taken from behind, inside the final 4.
Waialecki up for Nathan Kalis. Wagon has been strong, hasn't he, in the last 20 minutes or so. Daniel Wagon. Marsh. Jason Kalis. I remember when Brian Smith brought Daniel Wagon across from St George, many people said, why? Well, here's one of the reasons why him running off Brad Drew. But not only that, his utility value has since been exposed. Now the captain rejoices with his second try. Nathan Kalis getting try number 2. Parramatta 26-12. This is where it started.
There was the intercept by Luke Burt. The ball's thrown straight to him. And if any man on this football field tonight deserved a try, it's Nathan Kalis. A barnstorming effort. He's been doing it all night. Great performance by the captain tonight. Look at the strength, the determination on his face.
Well, he's up against the best front rower in the world at the moment, Shane Webke, but I don't think it'll be too long before he challenges him for that mantle. What a week it's been for him. $1 million contract. Captained his nation to a victory over France last weekend. And tonight he's led his team by example to a victory over the competition leaders and the premiership favourites. He is an outstanding individual, and at a young age, he's got so many great years in front of him, it is scary.
Celebrated, as I said earlier in the telecast, the signing of that contract to stay with Parramatta till 2005. They've locked up the backbone of their pack. Nathan Hindmarsh, Michael Vella and Nathan Kalis. Luke Burt. I think he was a Newcastle junior.
Was indeed, Ray.
So they've got great value from the Novocastrians tonight. Burt converts. Rod Reddy's all smiles. Jason Taylor's all smiles. Everybody is smiling that follows the blue and golds. 28-12, they've won it. Arguably the most followed rugby league side in Australia. And of course, those halcyon days in the early and mid-80s, there are many people thinking that they are about to return. Coach Smith, his record, I think, against Wayne Bennett since he's been with Parramatta now reads at 5-3 Smith's way. But overall, with Brian coaching at other clubs, it's very much in Wayne Bennett's corner. Well, some of the Blue and Gold Army made their way here. A long, long trek for them. There they are as the pictures are beamed back to their headquarters in Western Sydney. They have won against the Broncos 28-12. And so that record that has been so proudly displayed by Brisbane, 23 matches undefeated at ANZ Stadium, comes to an end basically where it started, with Parramatta 23 occasions ago. We will take a break. It's been a wonderful game. Peter will be back. He'll wrap things up, and Andrew will have the McDonald's $1,000 man of the match. Who's that gonna be? Who's that gonna be? We'll find out on the one and only as we come back in just a moment.
It's been a long time coming, but the Broncos' colours finally lowered here at the ANZ Stadium, with Parramatta defeating the Broncos 28-12. Nathan Kalis got a double. Solomona, Vella and Wagonall crossed. Both Luke Burt and Jason Taylor kicked 2 goals, while for Brisbane, Webb and Harrison crossed. Michael De Vere also kicked 2. Well, our man of the match selection tonight, the toughest of the season, the man we finally opted for, with Andrew Voss.
Peter, the $1,000 McDonald's man of the match tonight, a man who made 19 hit-ups, 21 tackles, 2 tries, Nathan Kalis, the Parramatta captain. We were in awe in commentary watching both teams go at it tonight. What was it like to play?
Oh, that's the fastest game I've played this year. The first 20 minutes was just, both sides were making some breaks, and I'm sure it was a good game to watch because it was a good game to play. We all really enjoyed it. It's good to come away with a win.
Nathan, Brian Smith made a good comment coming into the game. He said that a lot of teams come up here and they're beaten even before they get here. Your mental attitude's not quite right, but obviously spot on with Parramatta tonight. First time the Broncos have been beaten in 23 starts here.
Yeah, that's right. Brian's a really smart coach. He's been on our, he's been on our case all week about that. We've got to be mentally prepared to come up here for a win. And, you know, we came up here, done a good job. We all stuck together. There were some tough times in the game, but, you know, as I said, it was really enjoyable, and, you know, it was a good win.
2 tries is a nice sweetener too.
Yeah, very good. So you don't do that too much. So no, I really enjoyed it.
Look, the competition wasn't going to be won or lost tonight, but that's the second win you've got over the Broncos this year. What does it mean to the club?
You know, it's a really strong effort to come up here and win, you know, to beat the Broncos at ANZ. But, you know, having said that, there's still a lot of rounds to go, and, you know, we just have to keep playing well each week, keep building towards, you know, hopefully the semi-finals. And, you know, we'll take a little bit out of this, take some positives out of it, but, you know, there's still a long way to go.
Well, great effort tonight, Nathan. Great week for you. Captain of the Kiwis last Sunday, captain of the Eels tonight, and $1,000 from McDonald's to make your day.
Thanks to Channel 9 and McDonald's. Thanks a lot.
Just a wonderful performance tonight from Nathan Kalis. He got 2 tries, but apart from that, his leadership qualities once again to the fore. We mentioned it's been quite a week for the young front rower, just 23 years of age, already playing Test football and leading his country. And tonight, when the going got tough in the second half, he was the man that put his hand up to lead his side out of trouble. And his second try wrapped the game up for the Eels, and he was roundly congratulated by his team. An important victory tonight for the Parramatta side, their second over Brisbane this year.